Good evening. Let us discuss current affairs. Salman Khan got 5 years jail term for poaching 2 black bucks. It seems that he has shot the black bucks. Today he also got bail. Here we may get a question on Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and black bucks are in the least concern list in IUCN red data list. Black bucks are in least concern in IUCN red data list. Black bucks are right now we have 50,000 population and you may get one more question on black bucks and the case. The question is Bishnoi community. Bishnoi, Bishnoi. Bishnoi community person actually is an eyewitness to Salman Khan's black buck shot case. Bishnoi community people are nature loving people. They are pure vegetarians. They love nature. They protect trees and wildlife. They love nature. They protect trees and wildlife. There is a story behind Bishnoi community. Bishnoi's river black bucks. They got enraged against Salman Khan. They don't hesitate even laying their lives for the protection of nature and natural life. The Bishnoi community was established by Guru Jambeshwar in the Bikaner region of Rajasthan in the 15th century. He propagated natural protection, nature loving, protecting the trees and wildlife. As I told, they were pure vegetarians. In this, there is one more previous question. Amrita Devi Bishnoi. Once, the Maharaja of Jodhpur wanted to construct a palace. Maharaja of Jodhpur wanted to construct a palace. He ordered his soldiers to cut off Khejri trees, Khejri, to cut off Khejri trees. And finally, Amrita Devi Bishnoi and her 3 daughters have hugged the trees. And on the order of the king, the soldiers have killed Amrita Devi Bishnoi and her 3 daughters. Immediately, the entire village have come and they have hugged the tree, all the Khejri trees. This Amrita Devi Bishnoi's movement is the inspiration behind Chipko movement which have taken place in Chamori district, Uttarakhand. Sundarlal Bahuguna was a famous proponent of Chipko movement. Amrita Devi Bishnoi was really famous and we may get a prelims question on Amrita Devi Bishnoi. In fact, there is an award. Environmental Protection Award in the name of Amrita Devi Bishnoi. Day before yesterday, the Monetary Policy Committee announced bi-monthly monetary policy. Monetary Policy Committee was established in 2016. Before that, RBI used to completely give monetary policy. Based on Urjit Patel Committee recommendations, Monetary Policy Committee was established. The chairman of Monetary Policy Committee was RBI Governor. RBI Deputy Governor, who deals with monetary policy, will be the ex officio member, and one more ex officio member will be appointed by RBI board. Apart from these three members, one chairman and two members, there will be three expert members who are appointed by the government. This committee will recommend the rates, the policies. This is very important. Monetary Policy Committee will recommend the rates and policies. Here comes various terminology. For the beginners of preparation, this terminology is very important. First thing, base rate. BASE, base rate. Base rate is the minimum rate at which bank can lend. Beyond this, less than base rate, bank cannot lend the money. Bank can lend the money based on base rate. So minimum rate of interest which the bank should charge. Less than that, the bank is not allowed to charge. For example, home loan interest rate generally will be little more than the base rate. And there is a difference between base rate and prime lending rate. Prime lending rate is the rate of interest through which we will give to our prime customers who have very good credit history. Subprime lending rate is a lending rate which we give to our customers whose credit history is not that good or who does not have proper credit history. This is called base rate. Next, cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio. The amount of cash which the commercial banks have to deposit with RBI is called CRR, cash reserve ratio. SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. The minimum amount of money, that is cash, gold and government bonds required to keep within the bank is called SLR. You have to maintain this SLR always. Next, repo rate. The rate at which Reserve Bank lends the money to the banks. The interest rate at which the Reserve Bank lends the money to the commercial banks is called repo rate. Reverse repo rate. The rate at which the Reserve Bank of India will borrow money from the commercial banks is called reverse repo rate. Apart from this, we have MSF, marginal standing facility. Sometimes bank needs money overnight, urgently. In such a scenario, banks can take funds from the RBI. Generally, for MSF, the interest rate will be penal. Penal means more interest rate. So, marginal standing facility always have more interest rates compared to repo rate and reverse repo rate. This is MSF, marginal standing facility. So, this time there is no much difference in the monetary policy. The Monetary Policy Committee recommended to maintain stability. So, whenever monetary policy comes, you have to see whether more money is sent into the market by decreasing the interest rates, or whether the money is sucked from the markets by increasing the interest rates. Generally, if the inflation is high, interest rates will go up so that money will be squeezed from the market. Or if the inflation is low, in order to push up the demand in the market, the interest rates will come down so that banks will lend more and it will be a big boost to the economy, and automatically prices will rise and it will stabilize the economy. These are the fundamentals of the monetary policy which was announced 2 days back, which every student should learn in the initial stage. Next article is about Sri Lanka. There was a no confidence motion recently introduced against the Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Fortunately, the Tamilian political parties and Muslim political parties supported the Ranil Wickremesinghe government, and Ranil Wickremesinghe belongs to United National Party, and Maithripala Sirisena belong to Sri Lankan Freedom Party. Fortunately, they have managed to come out of no confidence motion. But a long way to go, and they are going to face a tough fight with the Mahinda Rajapakse, who was the former president of Sri Lanka. The major problem in the Sri Lankan crisis is the internal conflicts between Ranil Wickremesinghe, the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, and Maithripala Sirisena, the President of Sri Lanka. And yesterday there is a lead article, Skill India urgently needs reforms. Skill India urgently needs reforms. India is marching towards demographic dividend. Demographic dividend means the advantage which a country is going to get with the increasing of young population in the country. The advantage which the country is going to get with the increasing of youth population. In India we have bulging youth population. By 2020, by the year 2020, the average age of an Indian is 29 years. But unfortunately, we don't want just head count, but we want thinking and working and skillful heads and hands that actually counts. For that reason, last year, Sarada Prasad Committee was appointed to give recommendations on sector skill councils. In India, we don't have proper and structured vocational education training. We don't have proper courses which gives graduation and universities for vocational education and training. Whereas if you see in China, after first 9 years of schooling, those students who wanted to enter into skill development, they can easily have an access to the skill development courses, and they have separate stream completely. And in India, there are many systemic problems in skill development. One is too many courses. Our ITIs, Industrial Training Institutes, have almost become useless bodies, and what we need is the duplication of various schemes and programs. There should be structured, well-managed system. Second thing is skills which are needed for the industries, their employers should also take care of the issue. Even the employer should have a proper structured course for the employees for skill development. And our skill development standards should also reach to the level of international standards. Apart from that, in India we have too many varieties of skill development courses without proper training. There should be proper training, proper quality in the training, and also proper supervision and regulation, and proper certification for the training. And we have various mechanisms: National Skill Development Mission, Skill Development Council, Skill India Program, National Skill India Mission. We have lot many things. What we need is we have to structurize properly all those things so that we can reap the benefit from the demographic dividend. Next thing is, few days back, Smriti Irani, the Information Broadcasting Minister, have told that the accreditation of the journalists who publish fake news will be cancelled. Accreditation means the recognition of a person as a journalist. Again, government have taken back this order. Sometimes a journalist will produce fake news without knowing that it's a fake news. So it might cull the dissent and freedom of press. And for that reason, this order have been withdrawn from the government. Apart from that, you have data privacy issue, data breach issue, and regularly from last 1 week, there are articles in the newspapers relating to SC/ST Atrocities Act, Article 17, Article 14, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, how far we are liable in that act, all those things. People say the conviction rate is very low in SC/ST Atrocities Act. Only 15% is the conviction. And Supreme Court guidelines, they think that is a dilution of the entire act. Let us see what difference we are going to make in this act. Coming to today's newspaper, few important articles are: in Uttar Pradesh, the bipoles and alliances between Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samajwadi Party, the role of Congress and BJP, all these things were discussed. As you all know, we are going to have Karnataka elections very soon, in the month of May. There was a trade war between China and USA. USA imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from China, and steel 25% and aluminum imports 10%. China also retaliated it by imposing tariffs on soya bean, orange juice and other products. These trade wars might end up in a big challenge to globalization, and they may show off that countries are protecting for their own benefit. And the article also said that America have imposed lot of tariffs on Chinese products, whereas coming to Mexican steel imports to America and Canadian steel imports to America, America have not imposed much tariffs on them. America's argument is they come under NAFTA, North American Free Trade Area. This is a discriminatory trade practice. Next article is about India Research and Innovations. In the Global Innovation Index, which was given by World Intellectual Property Organization, the next article is Forging the Culture of Innovation, written by Varun Gandhi. Forging the Culture of Innovation, written by Varun Gandhi. In the Global Innovation Index, India's rank was bettered. From 66, it have come down to 60, which shows a very good signal in innovation. Global Innovation Index is given by World Intellectual Property Organization. In India's Science and Technology PhDs, India stands third in the world. But in the world class, in the QS ratings, India's research and focus on research is very low. In top 2,500 research institutes in the world, India's institutes are meager, around 26. And India's contribution to research and development is very low, 0.69% of our GDP. 0.69% of our GDP. In that, the major share is government, then private sector. Even IPRs and other things, the processing time on an average in India it will take 7 to 8 years. Whereas the processing time in South Korea and China is far below the India. Even patent filings and IPR filings, in India the situation is not that good. So we have to improve research and development, improve funding, not only funding, the entire ecosystem of R&D should be developed. Higher education institutions should participate more and more in R&D. And there is a ground zero article today on one-horned rhinos. Already I have explained in the previous few months back, I have discussed about rhinos. So one-horned rhinos is an important question for the prelims this year. These are the important current affairs today. Thank you.